So hello, I am Engineer Almira May A. Magayoong from Business Development Department of Greenergy Development Corporation, and today I'm going to present to you our ICT products and services offered here at Greenergy under Green Tech Solutions, of course. So we have here the command center. So what is um, command center? So command center is ito yung parang isang office or we are trying to um, use the smart hub as the command center to our clients. So we all know that Greenergy Development Corporation is a renewable energy company and it is providing services using the energy coming from the sun. So we have established the Greenergy solar PH for a few years before, and then we are stabilizing with the power of the sun, and we are trying to expand our projects in the ICT department or field. So what is this? These are the innovations and the technology nowadays. So this is involved with the Internet of Things. So what do we have in this aspect? So we have the safe and smart ideals. So what we have at Greenergy Solar PH is the power of the sun. So we hire the sun to provide redundancy or source of energy to provide in our Filipino community. And then we are establishing or we are trying to expand in the ICT industry or field by having the command center. So the command center is integrated with the safe city and smart city idea. So what do we have in the safe city? We are trying to promote the use of CCTV system installation. It can be small business or a big corporation. And then we provide services integrated with the advanced technology. So this is included. This is used with the integrated surveillance. So we have here the safe city. So to understand more about this photo, we have here the safe city. It is or we are trying to focus on the CCTV monitoring, which has the facial recognition, aerial drone surveillance, and the intrusion alert system. So these are all important, not only in a residential community, but also in the small and big enterprises. So we need to adapt. Okay, so a lot of people are trying to adapt with the new technology because if di tayo mag-a-adapt, may iwan tayo sa advancement and it will be um, magiging mahirap naman siya if hindi tayo magko-cope sa kung ano ang bago ngayon or ano yung trend. Hindi natin i-incorporate sa kung anong products or ano yung major services na ino-offer ni Greenergy. So this CCTV monitoring surveillance, we can have this powered by the solar energy. So, nandito na yung intrusion alert. Kaya natin na i-provide ito. And then the aerial drone, we are now using this during our site survey with the technical teams and the sales team. And then this facial recognition, we have this in our office. We are using the facial recognition and the body temperature. So a lot of things can be used using the CCTV monitoring. It's not just about recording what is happening in the room, in a closed room, or in a place, but it has a lot of given attributes and advantage kung gagamit tayo nitong CCTV monitoring. So aside from this CCTV monitoring is we can integrate it with other ICT products like turnstile. This is found usually in terminals. So, if advanced yung city natin, gumagamit tayo nito with the use of the RFID. So, what is RFID? It's radio frequency identification. It's more high-tech than just paying for using the bills. It's cashless. It's fast and hassle-free. So, it gives the people who are the consumers time. So, it's less hassle. So, hindi sila mahihirapan. Hindi tataas yung pila natin. If we're going to adapt to this, we can give convenience to our people. And then second one is for the vehicles. It's not only for the people. We also have barriers for vehicles. So, para saan to? It's for the security, the entry and exit of vehicles. Kaya to sa mga malalaking companies. So, we can offer also this to them, to our clients. And then, we have here so under the Safe City, we still have here the crisis and disaster resilience. So when we say disaster and crisis resilience, we are trying to prevent major damage due to natural disasters. So what are these? Commonly we have fire and smoke detection. We have the weather monitoring systems and the flood control. So in our area here in Cagayan de Oro and the neighboring cities, we are really prone to flood. So how can we help our clients with this dilemma? We can provide them so flood monitoring, level alarms, or with surveillance also for the live monitoring of the flood levels, so we can, instead of people going to the river banks or near the bridge, it's too risky and dangerous. So instead of people going there, we can use devices to monitor the levels of water virtually and then or remotely. And then second one, we have the fire and smoke detection system. So it will be discussed later. And then the weather monitoring system. So this is very important also because since we are in a tropical country and a lot of weather conditions, LPAs, bagyos. So we are prone to that. So how can we prevent it? How can we lessen the possibility of critical damage? So by providing weather monitoring systems, we can say that we can tell our clients to provide even for a barangay wide or a city-wide, it's very helpful, especially those to the places that are prone to natural calamities. And then we are trying also to incorporate hotline and alarm systems. So whenever weather, fire, or flood will arise, it is a very crucial stage. So how can people address this concern to our local disaster and risk protectors? So how can we inform them aside from the hotlines or the posting on social medias? We can directly inform them via hotlines and alarm systems. So we can try to incorporate this to provide better communication during those times of crisis. So we have also the two-way radio for the safe city ideal. So next, let's go. What we are trying to do some research is to have a smart city environment. So we are trying to expand or add additional products for our RCT services and delivery deliverables, we have here the solar smart pole. So currently we are still looking for um, trusted suppliers for this one, and a lot of research are done for this. So aside from that, we also have the RFIDs. So we can use this not only for the exit and entry for the security, but we can also have this for the IDs. So maybe we can use this to log in or time out, time in our offices or other clients' demands based on their what they need or what they are planning to work with us. And then this can be also used for elevators in a hotel. So there's a lot of applications for the RFID nowadays because people are, as what I've said, as what I've said earlier, people are trying to adapt with the hassle-free and less work type of environment in their workplace. So basically, it's all about the Internet of Things. So what we have for the smart city is we are trying to develop and research different applications to make our environment smarter. So that's what we are trying to develop in the business development department. So we have the data centers. It's more of like a command center. We are trying to provide public Wi-Fi's and smart automations. We have there the solar panels. We provide solar rooftop projects and solar street lights. So those are also included in a safe and smart city. So we have here the command center integration. So basically, in ICT ICT field in business development, we are trying to give the idea of a command center with a lot of um, breakdowns or services that can be included to it. So first is the CCTV installation systems. And then the structured cabling, we also offer structured cabling, public Wi-Fi, disaster alarm and control, radio communications, security, and traffic management systems. So we will be talking about each one of this in our presentation. So let's start first with the CCTV. Okay, so let's have the Command Center HQ. So here in Greenergy Development Corporation, we have the Smart Hub. So what is a Smart Hub? It's a prefab container with 4 units of 20 feet size container, 10.4 kilowatt hybrid on-grid, and 650 watts per panel to maximize available roof area. So we are offering a prefab container with a built-in solar energy backup. So these prefab containers can be used in a lot of things. So for example, when you are going to have a construction on field and you don't have offices to have or to stay in with your engineers, with your project engineers, your team leaders, and other staff in your field works. So we can have or we can offer you the prefab container. It's the Smart Hub. So it's built with the solar backup. And this is very convenient because it will be a less hassle and it takes less time to construct this because this is a prefabricated item or product. So the main role for this one, so when a client is trying to ask for a command center and they don't have an office or they have no space in their buildings or their enterprise, is we offer this one. So the main role for this is to have a CCTV monitoring for towers in all perimeter areas. So GPS monitoring for vehicles, live view for drone surveillance, integration of personal monitoring through RFID attendance. So all of this mentioned can be used or can be integrated to this prefab container Smart Hub. So, kung nahihirapan yung client natin, wala silang space, and then it will take time to construct one, so we can offer this to them. This is very convenient and reliable. So, kita nyo naman dito sa actual photo. Ito yung actual photo or actual item product namin. Currently, and then this is the design for the prefab. We also have the internal views and the initial designs. So it depends on the client on however they want to use or however they want to make use of the prefab container. So it still depends kung saan nila paggagamitan yung prefab container nila. So that's one specifications in the ICT products we have. So let's go down to the CCTV. So CCTV, also known or means closed circuit television. So ano to sila? These are ICT products. It's a camera. And then this camera captures the everyday activities done in that space. So these are, before, CCTV cameras are very expensive and they have low quality and low resolution. So a lot of people are also discouraged to use them because it would be pointless or useless, and then it's pretty much expensive for them to afford. But now we are also trying to innovate and look for suppliers who have much less price for our clients. So, we have different kinds of CCTV cameras. So, pag yung client natin, we have, based on their request, we have different kinds of CCTVs. Depende na lang kung saan siya gagamitin. So, we have here, on top, the ANPR. So, this kind of CCTV, it's the automatic nameplate recognition. So, where is this used? Usually, this is used on the streets. So, usually sa mga traffic lights, intersections, highways. So, para saan to? Bakit nire-recognize yung nameplate recognition? Number one is to identify the vehicle. Kasi every plate number is registered to a certain person. So, what if that person violates the road safety rules and laws? So, it can be easily identified or can be tracked using this ANPR camera. So, this is widely used by cities that has prone to a lot of accidents and law breakers. So, next one is we have the surveillance drone. So, where is this used? It is a camera used to do surveillance via aerial view. So, this is used if you are going to look on a bigger range. So if you want to have a top view for a certain place or a certain building, something that you need to look into with the aerial perspective, you can use this aerial drone. Third, we have the bullet camera. So this bullet camera is used for outdoors. So if your client wants to have a CCTV installation system purely in an outdoor scenario or environment, we can propose to have this bullet camera. So there's a lot of bullet cameras available in the market. So it depends on the specifications that the client wants. May mga bullet camera na malaki yung resolution, matataas yung range, yung full color, meaning kahit gabi is colorful yung nakukuha niyang video surveillance. Meron ding IR, yun yung black and white. And then, motion sensing. So, ang daming specifications. Depende na lang siya sa kung ano yung gusto ni client. So, we can ask them. That is one of the reasons why we are going to have a survey. So, we will talk to them what they want to have in their CCTV installation systems. And then this one, it's the dome camera. So we have the bullet camera for outdoor applications. We also have the dome camera for the indoor. So kung napapansin nyo, if pumupunta kayo sa mga establishments, you can find there this type of cameras because it's very ideal for indoor application. So it also has a lot of specifications varying from client to client. So we also had to talk to them and try to negotiate kung ano yung need talaga nila. So, ganun lang. And then last one, we have the PTZ camera. So the PTZ camera is used for citywide. It's the pin, tilt, and zoom. So these are the different kinds of CCTV cameras. So if your client wants to have a CCTV camera na yung kahit na napakalayo nung test subject nila, na-zoom, na-tilt, or napapan, they can use the PTZ cam. So this is very widely used in a citywide scenario. Kahit gaano kalayo, so depende na lang sa specifications na kaya ng camera. Depende din siya sa pricing niya. Okay. So to learn more about CCTV systems, let's have here. Okay. So to learn more about CCTV systems, we have here two different types of CCTV system. So first, introduce natin yung analog CCTV system and what is this. So a CCTV system that is analog, it's analog because it uses cables to work. So kung napapansin nyo, we have here the cameras, different kind of cameras, and they are using coaxial cable or copper wires. So, ito yung connected. So, kung napapansin nyo, we have here the cameras. These are the copper wires connected to the power supply. We have here the power supply. This is the power supply here. And then, connected to the DVR, also known as digital video recorder. So, ito yung nagka-capture ng mga videos na kinukuha ng mga CCTV cameras natin, and then from the DVR, mako-connect na siya sa TV or monitor. So, meron siyang connector dito. So, this is how an analog CCTV system works. So, yun lang. Ito lang yung mga major components niya. How can we see the images from the camera? So, for example, malaki yung house nyo. You can use the analog CCTV system by this one. We have your monitor. So, let's take a scenario. For example, you are in your office room or library room. May monitor doon. And then the monitor is connected to your DVR. So DVR, digital video recorder, ito yung nagre-record or nagka-capture ng mga surveillance na nakukuha ng camera natin. And then this DVR is connected to the CCTV cameras. And then the CCTV cameras, how will they work? They are also connected to a power supply. So this one. So when can you recommend the analog CCTV systems to your clients? We can recommend this setup for residential or small areas. So for example, may mga sari-sari stores na gustong maglagay ng CCTV systems. We can suggest this to them because it's less expensive than the IP CCTV systems. because it's smaller and it requires copper wires. So, parang mas less expensive siya kung gagamit tayo nung IP CCTV system. So, ano yung IP CCTV systems natin? So, these IP CCTV systems, we are using not copper wires, but the internet. So, we have here the LAN cables connected to our NVR and our cameras. So, this is a simple diagram for our IP CCTV systems. We have here the internet, the router, and this router is connected to our NVR. Also, this router is connected to our 8-port PoE switch. So, this serves as the power supply for our cameras. Wala na siyang, there's still copper wires, but it's less since we are going to use the internet to make the cameras work. So, it's a less messier than the analog CCTV systems, but the problem for these IP CCTV systems, it's more complicated and you have to troubleshoot this from time to time kasi nawawala yung parang effectivity ng system natin kapag mahina yung internet or may mga less trouble na nai-encounter like yung loss of contact, mga ganun. So, how these IP cameras work, we are using the UTP cables connected to our 8-port PoE switch. So this 8-port PoE switch is connected to our router, and then the router is also connected to NVR or the network video recorder. So this network video recorder is then connected to a monitor. Same with the idea of the analog CCTV systems. So when can we recommend this type of setup to our clients? We can recommend this by when our client is in a larger scope of monitoring, or if the client is in a bigger establishment or a bigger house or a bigger application. So that is when we can recommend this kind of setup. So we have here the data analytics. Since we are going to configure the IP cameras instead of the analog CCTV systems where we just have to connect and play the cameras. Although in IP CCTV systems, currently a lot of major suppliers or distributors who are trying to make it less complicated by introducing the plug and play of the IP cameras. So there's a lot of manuals. We can really understand more about the application and the technical difficulties and procedures for this CCTV system. So it's no big deal, and it's very reliable and it can easily be learned. So we will not have a problem for that. So what are we going to use, or so some basic knowledge of how analog and IP CCTV systems work. So on what the components are used to make it possible to work. So we have here the coaxial cable. It is made of copper wires. So here, this example, we have here the braided and the insulated part. So these here, inside the red and black covers are the coax cables. So it's the copper wires. Also, we have here the connectors. So these connectors are used to connect to the digital video recorder. This digital video recorder is responsible for the capturing and recording of the surveillance taken by our cameras and will be displayed in the monitor. So these are the power supplies, as I've mentioned earlier. And for the IP CCTV cameras or CCTV systems, we have here the UTP cables. And then these are assembled with the RJ45 and then use the PoE switch. This is the PoE switch, or the power over Ethernet. So we don't have to use power supplies anymore because we have this 8-port PoE switch. And then this is the NVR, the network video recorder. So this is also the one responsible in capturing and recording the surveillance taken by our cameras. For the IP CCTV system, it's network because we are using the internet. And here, it's the digital video recorder because we are only using wires. So it's not wireless. So IP CCTV system, it's wireless. Analog CCTV system is wireline. So that's the difference. So this is an example of a closed circuit television system. This is a surveillance pole. So we have here the bracket and 2 bullet cameras. So we can see that it's an outdoor. It's very ideal for outdoor. Bullet cameras are very ideal for outdoors. We cannot recommend to use dome camera outside. So this is the box, the switch box. This is where the troubleshooting and the splicing happens. So next ICT service we offer is the structured cabling. So what is this structured cabling? So a lot of clients doesn't want to have a lot of wires messy in their area or in their environment. So we are trying to promote a clean and conducive workplace for our clients. And we are trying to implement the structured cabling. Structured cabling, ito yung parang malinis na daloy ng mga kable. So, we are trying to sell structured cabling to our clients because it makes the after sales a lot easier to troubleshoot and repair. Kasi if we do not promote the structured cabling or if we do not offer the structured cabling, like latag lang tayo ng mga cables anywhere, anyhow, no proper labelings, a lot of after sales contractors or subcontractors will have problem in their work. So, mahirap i-trace kung messy yung cabling system natin. And then, it will be very, very, very time-consuming to rectify. So, structured cabling in what? So, ICT products and services offer structured cabling for local area networks, CCTV systems, fire detection and alarm system, radio communication, security, and traffic management. So all these mentions requires cables. So even if you say that it's wireless, it's IP CCTV systems, there will still be cables. So where can we find these cables? Inside the cabinets. For the CCTV, we have a lot of grooming to do for the cabinet, wiring structures. So local area network, this is the internet that we can provide to our clients. So radio communication, we still have to use the wires. And then traffic and management, a lot of wires also. So fire detection and alarm system, this is, it doesn't mean structured cabling, only have the wires, but also the flow of water for the fire prevention when it's detected. For the alarm system to work, we have to have a clean and understandable structure for that. So that is very important. A lot of enterprises, a lot of residentials wish to have a structured cabling done with their client or with their contractors. Kasi it will make their life easier. And then when problem arise or parang worst case scenario, hindi na sila makakapagtawag ng parang technician or after sales na team. So they can resolve it on their own. They can rectify, they can troubleshoot, they can identify kung saan yung mali. So, hindi na siya magiging factor ng dilemma or problem. So, that is what we are trying to offer. Next is the public Wi-Fi. So we have earlier, we have the smart city and safe city ideal. So public Wi-Fi is included in our services. So we are trying to promote or we are trying to sell this kind of services since our world nowadays involves a lot in the internet. So a lot of people demands internet anywhere they go, in public places, in parks, stadiums, office buildings, they want access to the internet. So we are trying to target the clients. Who are we targeting? It's the clients that wants wireless connection. So, and then majority need na talaga nila ng wireless connection, wireless internet. Kasi if we are not adaptable to the advancement, then mapapag-iwanan talaga tayo. So we have here other applications of the public Wi-Fi. So we have the GPS. So napapansin nyo, a lot of people hindi na nagtatanong sa mga kakilala or anyone, strangers on the street because they have access to the Google Maps. So aside from this, it's the GPS. So natatrack nila. May mga establishments na hindi gumagamit ng GPS and they are having a hard time tracing their vehicles. Yung iba na nagkakaproblema kasi hindi na alam saan na napupunta yung mga vehicles nila and it's a loss for them. We are trying to help our clients grow bigger in their business. And then we are also building relationship with them by providing utmost products or reliable services. So, ayan, we also have the public Wi-Fi. This public Wi-Fi is or can be solar powered also. So we are trying to incorporate the power of the renewable energy we have. So all of our products and services, we have the solar power backup, or it's solar power ready, solar energy power ready. And then we have here the solar smart pole. So aside from the GPS tracking, the Google Maps, the solar power backups, and then the public Wi-Fi's on public places, office buildings, schools, and colleges, we also have the solar smart pole. So this one, we are still doing some research. I work hand in hand with engineer Apakahin, and then we are doing doing some research on this one. So what do we have, or what can we offer from the solar smart pole? So we have here the solar charging. It's the battery backup, hybrid grid charging, high definition camera, CCTV surveillance, Wi-Fi hotspot. It's the public Wi-Fi. The LED billboard. This is also an addition to the services we have. The e-vehicle charger. So, hindi lahat gumagamit ng EV, but it's very convenient. Kasi meron pa rin gumagamit. Yung mga scooters, it's very helpful for them. And then the mobile tower, so we have here the weather sensor, air quality sensor, so we can incorporate the weather monitoring idea. The USB charging door, laptop charging, and so much more. So once we have a trusted supplier for this one, we can always add this to our list para naman magustuhan ni client or anything that they want to add up. As long as we have idea on that one, or kahit wala tayong idea, we are trying to research and provide what's best for our clients. So you just had to tap me or Sir Chris or Sir Jerry, then we will try to accommodate you and try to do our best to provide or add more ICT products with solar backup. So, yan yung tinatry na i-provide ni Business Dev sa lahat. Okay. So, we are done with the public Wi-Fi. We are having the disaster alarm systems. So first, let's have the water level monitoring. So this is an example of a water level monitoring. So we have here the telemetry. This is the solar power backup. There's a stream gauge station. This is where we can, it's more like the data center or the troubleshooting center for the water level monitoring system. So we have here, this is only simple diagram, but we can always adjust to what our client needs. So we have here the data logger, PVC conduit, and the cable. So these are the ones who are responsible for the sensor or the the level sensor for the water level monitoring to work. So we have here the crest gauge and staff gauges. So pressure transducer. Yan. So parang nakikuha na natin yung idea kung how it works. So we have here the transducer, the sensors, and then the levels. So pag tumataas yung water, nadidetect nila, di ba? So, and then, dito yung parang data center. So, dito nalalaman or nare-remotely monitor yung status ng level ng water. So, this is very helpful for those residentials or barangays na palaging nababahaan sa bagyo. And then, next is the weather monitoring system. So we have here the weather monitoring system. This is just a simple diagram. So so this will vary depending on our supplier. When we can, it will change. But this is the basic diagram. We have here the wind spin sensor, lightning rod, simple total radiation sensor, wind direction sensor. So these are basically sensors for different types of weather conditions. So this will serve as our protection and frontliner. So it's also powered by solar backup, and then we have here the tripod. So ito yung parang basic lang na diagram niya. But more or less, ito yung napoprovide ng weather monitoring system to prevent the worst case scenarios by typhoons and low pressures. And then lastly, we have our fire detection and alarm system. So here we have the diagram. So first responders depend on reliable two-way communication when lives and properties are at risk. So the two-way communications, it is what we introduced earlier. It's under the Safe City. It can help our cities to respond more quickly and to prevent the worst case effects or after events. So we have here, for example, the fire systems. So we have here the Yagi antenna, or we can use different kinds of antenna. For this diagram, we are using the Yagi one. And then with the help of this tower, they can easily communicate with the hotlines for different dilemmas and disasters. So we have here the police, the fire truck, or the ambulance. Since in Philippines, there's a lot of problems happening. So we have here car accidents, fire, especially now with our weather. It's very hot and it can really start a fire when it's too hot, and then the materials are highly flammable. It's very possible to have this kind of problems. Also, We are in a tropical country, a lot of typhoons, so there's a lot of flood. So we need to respond more and to be vigilant and to share the knowledge with the use of technology. So this is an example of a fire detection and alarm system. We have here the main components is the fire alarm control panel. So this is where we operate the whole fire detection and alarm system. This is where the alarms will show on what zone depending on your structure. We have here the fire alarm bell and the call point. So this will technically make an alarm to the fire BFPs, Bureau of Fire firemen, yeah, to ask for help. And then this is a smoke detector. So there are different kinds of smoke detectors depending on the client's demand. So you can always tap me for this. So that's the fire detection and alarm system. So we have here the radio communications. So how does it work? We have here the walkie-talkies, and then it depends on how far or the range it can reach. But we have also the antenna, and then the other remote handheld. So I think a lot of you already know the idea of how to use this one. So it's just a walkie-talkie. So this is very important when you have a bigger establishment like for example, the National Power Corporation. So it's the office is hectares, so more or less 2 to 3 hectares. It's very wide, and you really have a lot of trouble with the communications. So when there's a trouble on the opposite side or in the north wing and there's a problem and the rescue is in the south wing, how can you communicate properly if you don't have radio communication? So a lot of securities are using two-way walkie-talkies. So with us, we also provide this one. So technically, if we are going to sell out our ICT products and services, we only have to say that it's an integrated command center with a lot of services offered. So we have here the main components for a radio communication. We have their walkie-talkies, we have there the cables and modules. This is the switch and the antenna pole. So for the conventional fire alarm system, this is an example of its diagram. So we have here the schematic. This is the detector, the smoke detector. So fire alarm zone 1, the sounder. These are the sounders, circuit 1, and the manual call point in fire alarm zone 2. Okay, so why is it conventional? How is it different to addressable? So a conventional fire alarm system, it's the traditional type of alarm or control panel. So it doesn't show which part of the building or the industry or the establishment is on fire, but it will alarm. So you have to identify, so you have to check every rooms, every corners in your building, so you will know where the fire is. But in a case to case, you can easily detect since there will always be smoke and it will smell fire, burn. So it will still be very parang noticeable. So the addressable fire alarm systems. This is more advanced because it will show you which level of every zone the fire is. So alam natin, so madedetect niya kung saang part ng building yung fire na nagmula. So it will be less time to search for the fire, and it will damage less kasi mapaprevent natin siya earlier or faster than the normal conventional fire alarm systems. So, mas madali yung response. So, let's try to negotiate with our clients na endorse yung addressable fire alarm systems kasi mas convenient siya para sa client natin o para sa health and risk ng mga tao. So after the disaster and crisis resilience, we have here the security, the entry and exit. So this is what I mentioned earlier, the turnstile. We can see this a lot in the terminals. So advanced cities, they are using them with the help of RFIDs. It's cashless and it's more convenient than the traditional one. So, if hindi kasi natin i-adapt yung parang advancement na technology natin, it will give time and stress to our people. In the Filipino community, that is our target. Who are our consumers? We target these people to make their lives a lot easier. So, we are trying to sell our products with this type of services. So, RFID entry, this is very reliable since we have a lot of specifications or characteristics worn by a lot of people compared to the traditional access to rooms and clock, time in, time out. So log, it's the office logs that matters most. Kasi, ito, for example, yung biometric. So, it's less hassle and more secure since limited people can only enter the room. So, we have here in our office, we are using this. We are adapting to the advancement of technology. We have here the less access control. Only the employees are allowed to enter. So, less prone to security breach. And then also the fingerprint identification. So this is we are also using this in our office, so we can also promote this to other people. But there's a chance that a lot of people are already using this technology because, as what I've mentioned, it's very secure and less trouble to our people. So we are targeting the Filipino community in the Mindanao and in the Philippines. So fingerprint storage capacity is durable and ruggedness. It's very helpful. There's a lot of applications in RFID entry, and we can always do a lot of research for us to establish and implement these kinds of services to our clients. We can always expand, we can always do some research, learn it, and then apply. So that is what we offer. And then, yeah, so the turnstile, okay. And the boom barrier. So this is an example of a boom barrier. So this will monitor the vehicles in and out in our establishments. So this is very important to include when negotiating command centers, because a lot of establishments don't have this, and this is very important, especially when you have a client that has bigger establishments and will apply this in a bigger corporation. So this is very helpful. We can always introduce this to them. It's very important. So I have here a short clip. This is how a boom barrier works. So I just want to show you. Okay. So that was done manually, but there will always be a sensor in front. Okay. Okay, so that was done manually. Now, how about this one? So there's a vehicle. There's a sensor in front that. Okay, so that's how a boom barrier works. Okay. Okay, so we have lastly the traffic management system. So this also, this services is also integrated to our surveillance. the CCTV monitoring with the traffic management system. So what do we have here is the ANPR, the automatic number plate recognition, the speed sensor, CCTV camera, aerial surveillance and monitoring, vehicle detection and recognition. So this is also very important in small streets in a interbarangay, in your citywide. So we can also offer this to our clients because this is part of adapting the advancement of technology. So this is very helpful when your area is prone to a lot of accidents, a lot of lawbreakers. So we can help monitor and prevent this kind of problems if we have this traffic management system. So that is what we are offering to our clients to make them happy or more secure, and to give them assurance that there will always be an improvement if they purchase this with us or from us. That is what we are trying to deal naman dito, to give the best to our clients. Kasi we are talking bigger business here, so this is good to introduce to them. So we have here the traffic management system. So far, these are the ICT products and services that was offered or that is offered here at Green Energy Development Corporation. This is under the Green Tech Solutions, and we are still trying to establish more ICT products. So we are doing a lot of research. So if you have any additional ideas, you can always visit us at the Business Development Office. You can look for me, Sir Jeric or Sir Chris. And then we are limitless. So we are trying to promote, we're trying to be limitless as long as it's viable, it's doable, and it's good for our company, then we will always go for it. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learned a lot from this presentation. And if you have any questions, you can always approach me for more ideas and help that you need. So this is the end of my slide. Thank you so much, and see you around.